So today I'm going to show you a few steps that you can take to getting yourself uncrossed, removing a jinx, a curse, a hex, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to show you some things that you can start off with. Right now, you find out that you have a cross on you, and someone's, been hexing you, whatever the situation is. You recently found out, you're unsure as to what steps that you should take to actually removing, this curse that's causing you bad luck, destruction, no love. You can't hold on to money. You're unhappy, fights in the home. It's just a lot of bad things happening to you. And, every time you feel like, you've taken the necessary steps to get in somewhere, it all crumbles down in your face. And you just feel, like backed up into a corner. And a lot of times I think you guys really don't know what to use to uncross yourself, because a lot of you in the emails tell me, you're going to go to the ocean. It's not a way that you can remove something heavy on you. Like, you need to spiritually, get someone to remove that off of you, or start doing it yourself, using candles, oils, herbs, your prayers. You need to start a ritual to remove that. I know a lot of you rely on, the old-fashioned ways of how your grandparents taught you how to uncross yourselves. But if you've been doing this method for a year now and you still feel the same way, it's obviously not working. So you need to do something else. And then, a lot of you, when I do speak to you and I tell you to cleanse, you think, I'm talking about to detox, the inside of your body. No, you're not doing none of that. What you need to be doing is cleansing spiritually with the herbs that I recommended you guys to. Like, a lot of times I leave a link which goes directly to the listing that you guys asked me about, and it'll take you directly there with the details and everything. And you come back and you ask me where and what. You need to pay attention. Pay attention to everything. This is why a lot of times, a lot of things is not happening for you guys, because you're such in a rush and not paying attention. I gave you guys details in other videos, and I told you what to do. A lot of you emailed me back asking me the same question. There's no need to repeat the same thing over and over and over if I've told you to do it. So now, today in this video, I'm going to show you now how to actually uncross yourself. Because I've told you guys many times what to do. We've discussed it in the many videos before. And I told you what steps to take. And now I'm going to actually show you what you should do. Alright, so I have a few things here. I have a skull. I have some amulets. I have a jumbo coach candle. I have an oil. I have a bath. I have this is about a 9-day candle. And then I have a Chinese wash, my Chinese wash back there. So once you find out you've been crossed, even if it's the heaviest of it all, just to give yourself some relief, even if you're going to go to someone and have them to, uncross you, you still need to start working on some stuff at home. It's always a good idea. I know some of you cannot touch anything because, of your living conditions and who you live with. You don't want these nosy people, and sometimes you may not have the space at all. You may live in a small room. So, a lot of you are cautious about candles being in there. It's just a lot of different reasons why you may not be able to do it. And, one of the reasons is you just don't want to do it, because you think you're going to, make a mistake or whatever the reason is. But I honestly feel like you should always get yourself cleansed, and you should always start trying to do it yourself. Like, a lot of you are purchasing items that have nothing to do with actually, removing a crossed up situation from you. You may have eaten something. Somebody may have actually worked the magic on you or gotten someone to do it. You may have walked into a trick, some powder. I mean, a lot of different things could have happened. And, you got yourself all crossed up now, and you need to really remove it. So the first thing that I would recommend is a bath, right? But before you do a bath, what I do recommend is you do a cleansing in the house. So the whole house. This is my Chinese wash right here. you when you purchase the Chinese wash, you shake it up really well, and you add about 3 capfuls in there. You can add a piece of camphor, a nil, the blue balls. Um, then you can add in a small capful ammonia, like lemon ammonia, hot water. And then what you can do is, what else you would put in that water? I put Florida water in there as well. And then, you mop out. So because you want to remove this stuff. And while mopping out, you're praying. And you can also light up some white sage along with it as well. So once you've mopped out the house and you saged up, and the windows should be closed when you do this. Because when you are done, you want to open all the windows and release any energy and any negativity that's in the house, and you want to let it out the house. You want to open the doors, you want to sweep out. So you want to mop from like the furthest part of the house, like so the back of the house out. So if you have like 2 exits, just use the exit that you use the most, and mop from the furthest part of the house out. So you just bringing everything to one area, just moving all the energy all into one area. So after you've done that, then what you can do also, like the Florida water spray, you can spray the house. So you spray the house is clean now. So now the house is clean. If you have any little kids, you can bathe them with Florida water soap. Bathe them in a nice warm bath with some Florida water soap and cleanse them, pray, and put them to bed. Put a little white t-shirt on them, no dark colors, and you could keep a white candle in their bedroom, and you can put a little bit of protection oil inside of their room. So now the kids is down, the house is clean. Now you're gonna start on you. So what you're gonna do is, these are my new baths that I've been making instead of the dry baths now. So you'll get a bath now with more moisture, and it'll have oils, and the herbs won't be dry at all, and they smell really, 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 really good. So now, I hope you can see this. Let me see. Okay. So you can see the moisture in the herbs. So what you basically do is you're gonna take like a spoonful, tablespoon. So you're going to take a tablespoon, and you're going to get a container. You're going to boil some hot water. After you've boiled the hot water, you're going to put this into the container, and you're going to just let it, mix it up a bit. Oils and fragrance is all mixed into there. Essential oils, carrier oils, everything blended in there is going to give you a great rich smell. So once you put it into a container, the containers with the it's like 32-ounce container. They have like a blue lid. You put it into a container, mix it up. You don't need to boil it on the stove, and that right there can give you about 3 baths if you cut it in 3. Now what you can do, because you're uncrossing, you want to start from your neck down, and you want to bathe down, pouring it down, praying, removing that negativity. Everything that's been happening to you, you're praying that away. That's how you're going to be praying. You're praying all of that down and away. You can also Google the Book of Psalms, Hoodoo Book of Psalms, and you can get some Psalms out of there, and you can pray to those. You can do 37, you can do 51, you can do 53 to 55 to remove and reverse everything negativity, uncross. Any prayer that works for you. Everybody is not going to need the same prayer. Everybody does not. I don't think everybody should have the same prayer. I think everybody should have their own personal prayer, because everybody's going through. Yeah, everybody. Say right now you have 5 people in the room. Everybody's crossed up. Yes, everybody's trying to remove it, but everybody's situation is going to be different. Everybody's situation came on differently. Some people may be feeling the crossed up situations due to being in a relationship for a long time, and finally being able to get out of that relationship. Now they wasn't able to do much for themselves because they relied on one person, and nothing really happened for them because they never needed to pursue it. So now that they're single and things are different, now they feel stuck. And this type of situation sometimes comes in when you don't put any kind of emphasis on your life. You've put so much on everyone else's. So now you're trying to create some kind of success. You're trying to even create something for yourself, and you don't know which way to go. So of course, you're crossed. Now, of course, looking at the situation, you've relied on one person to take care of you financially. Emotionally, they have broken you. Physically, you feel like you can't really move forward, and you can't really move back to anything, because the relationship is supposed to be done But now you're trying to maintain a new life, and it's like, okay, you know, you're really not too sure how to do it. You can work on uncrossing candle. A situation where you actually are crossed up. You know, a lot of you email me, you tell me you're crossed up, and this and this and that is happening. A lot of you still have your houses, you have your cars, you still have your families together now. Certain things may not be going as well as you want it to go, and you automatically think you're crossed up. You can still take one. I mean, I would recommend that you would just cleanse instead, you know, because when you have a lot of things going for you, and you know, just one thing doesn't go too good for you, you automatically think, oh, it's something bad. I mean, you still got a lot of good things, you know, going for you. For situations like that, you could go into, you know, like a blockbuster candle, or you could do like a road opener, or you could set a Van candle. Those will be like the next steps that I'll show you guys as well after doing this. Alright, so speed things along. So after you've taken your bath, I told you guys what to do to take the bath. Now, when you are taking the bath to remove certain situations and people out of your life and different things like that, you will take a bath from your neck down. So then when you want to draw on like a you know, a love bath, abundance, say this is this candle over here. Say this is a body, a person, then they will take a bath and they will start by pouring the water on their feet, and they will start going all the way up till they get up to their neck, and they'll do their hands and everything. You just keep pouring the water on and rubbing up. So basically down, if you're going to, you know, I mean, some people may not want to take a shower, but if you're going to take a shower, pouring it down and rubbing it down on your body. And then after that, you could, you know, wash off the little bit of herbs that may be stuck to you, and then you could air dry. And then you could dress in like light clothes, light color, or you could wear all white if you want to, if you have all white. For those of you that want to soak in a tub, that is all up to you. You can soak in the tub if you prefer. You can do it, and you can just do the same thing. Okay, so we covered that. So now, once you've done your bath and everything, what you're going to do is, I recommend that you get a skull to work with as well. Now, the uncrossing oil, this is my uncrossing oil right here. Let me shake it up a little bit so you guys can see the herbs in there. Okay, so I recommend you get a skull. Now, some people find skulls difficult to work with. Let me show you guys the skull, what it looks like. I feel like once you start learning to work with them, they become very easy. And what I did was the same herbs that I told you guys about my new herbs. So my new herbs also can be placed into your candles. So I took the herbs. It was filled all the way up to the top. And because they have moisture on them, they have oil on them, and, you know, they smell exactly like the oil and everything. I rubbed it all over. Let this come back into focus. Okay, I rubbed it all over the skull. I placed it on this candle too as well. This is the candle that I forgot to tell you guys this step. This is the candle you will basically take with you in the tub. When you do your bath, right? The bath should be done for at least 7 days, right? So while you do your bath, this candle should be lit with it. So every day you're going to pray, you're going to light this, and you're going to snuff this out. You write on it. You use the same herbs that I showed you in the jar to rub all over it. And then you light it up. Okay? So you take your bath, 7 days. You take your candle, 7 days. Your skull now is going to last between 5 to 7 days. And you're going to put cleansing oil on the skull. So you're going to put this cleansing oil on the skull, and you're going to rub some uncrossing oil on it as well. So you have the bath. The Chinese wash is going to cleanse up the house. You take care of the kids. And you work a skull to clear your mind. Now, the 7-day candle is going to be all up to you. Let me see if you guys can see in there properly. Okay. The 7-day candle, I used the same herbs out of the jar. I didn't put any oil in here because everything was on it. And then you can write all over the candle whatever you desire. Okay? Now, you will need some type of protection. And after you've lit your skull and you've lit your 7-day candle, and you're nice and clean for the night, and you've prayed over everything, I recommend you to, put like some type of protection bracelet on. And this is a bracelet here. This is a bracelet. This is St. Michael's wing. This is a bracelet too as well, evil eye. All of them have the evil eye on them. And those are the type of jewelry I prefer that are best. Sometimes when the eye comes out, those are signs of people around you that you've recently encountered that have threw some energy on you. Once your bracelet has broken or eye has came off, it can no longer protect you. Do not glue it back on. It will not work. It will have no kind of protection at all. Okay? So all the steps are going to be listed as to what you're going to do when you want to start uncrossing yourself. And anyone can uncross themselves, okay? If you're feeling bouts of bad luck and things are just not flowing your way, start all over. Stop all the spells that you're doing that are not working for you, okay? And just start everything all over. So I'm going to list all the steps, and you'll see them moving slowly, going all the way up. And then after you have uncrossed, you've worked the skull and everything, all of the remains that you're going to get, you're going to gather them. You're going to gather them, and you're going to put the remains into a mojo bag. Put the remains into a mojo bag. You're going to use, you can use white if you want to, but I would prefer that you take any wax left over from the skull, any wax left over from the bath, and I would prefer that you put it inside of a black mojo bag, because you're removing this energy. And you're going to put it inside of a mojo bag, and you can leave it at a crossroads, or you can bury it. After you have lit your protection skulls, your uncrossing candles and everything is out and done, you want to also start working with some type of protection in between, because a lot of you don't have any kind of protection. The bracelets are good to have to shield you, but you need to set up a fairy wall, and you can use an orange candle for your fairy wall of protection. And if you have any type of situations where you've been having a lot of run-ins with the law, and you've been getting pulled over, parking tickets, you're just not doing too good with them, I also recommend you to work with a law stay away. So the law stay away, use a blue candle, and I recommend you to work all of them together. Okay, all of these items I make. So you're going to the website is going to be here, and you can go directly to it, because a lot of you email me asking me what's the website. It automatically pops up in my replies. So when I say the website is below, that means it's literally below the message, and you'll actually see it. So www.majicden.com. So that is the website where you can obtain all of these products. Once you've done that, then you'll go to your area where you will be setting up your skull, or whatever you prefer to start working with. You can work with the 7-day. You can start lighting that first, or you can do all three of them together. Now, I like to work with an altar that can move anywhere, just in case, sometimes I may be outside of the house and I want to just take the altar outside with me, and to just supervise it, and it may be a light breeze outside, and it's fun. You can sit down, and I have this little wood base here, so this can go like anywhere. So if I want to go outside or something, and just pray while I'm outside, and you want to drink your wine, whatever you want to do, and just get deep into your spells, you can sit outside and do that. You can do whatever you want to do. You have your skull. You just find a very peaceful area. You got your skull there. You got your 7-day. And if you want to light an additional candle, you can do that as well. Because of the wood, I could just leave it on there like that, because it is easy to clean up. If you're using like a wood base like this, it's best not to clean it with no Florida water, because the Florida water will cut it and turn it a different color. It'll like pull it and begin to strip it. So basically, any platter is fine, but I prefer this. You're gonna light each one. You're gonna light the skull. When you work a skull, you also my herbs are built in. And there's oils built in. There's the petition built in. Everything is in that skull. So there's herbs here in a circle to go around it. And underneath if you're going to purchase one of my skulls, let me show you guys what you should do. If you're purchasing one of my skulls, and usually when you purchase my skulls, they'll come with a lot of herbs wrapped up all over them, and they'll smell really good. Now, the middle part here, where the wick is, would be the best place for you to start trying to put any, if you're adding anything else. A small screwdriver, and you have to make sure the petition or whatever you're adding in could actually go in. Because I add in my petition as the skull is close to drying towards the end, so it can sit at the bottom. Because what happens is sometimes when it gets towards the top, it'll burn. I want to make sure that the space that I'm in as well is nice and clean and clear. I'm going to probably sage. The words that I wrote on the candle are probably the same things that I'll probably say to everything. So you can do that as well. You can just repeat whatever you have said over the 7 day around everything. Everything is one spell. You want to watch it. You want to pay attention to it. You want to do it within a certain amount of days as well. And while you're doing that, you want to continue to do the bath. Everything mixed in. Everything going the right order. Some results. You'll start to see some kind of clearance in your life and start seeing the things that you've had holding you down for a really long time start falling off. Because a lot of you say you crossed up, but then, you know, you start saying, you know, I heard somebody cross me, and my mama told me somebody crossed us, and, oh, I think that you really have to really find out, because everybody goes through situations in life where you just feel like things are really not going good. And, you know, it's somebody else looking in your life. It's really not that bad sometimes. It really isn't. And a lot of you, you know, you complain, but a lot of you are really blessed compared to the people that are really cursed, that have nothing. They can't hold on to any kind of money. They don't have no money coming in. No money flows near them. They don't have any friends. They don't have nothing coming in at all. It's like it's just them by themselves. And, you know, they may be able to hold on to a job for a couple of weeks, and then after that, that's it. You know, they from house to house. It's just a sad situation. And then you try to compare yourself to that, and it's like, you're not in a bad situation. You know, for some of you that are really heavily crossed, you may need some professional services from a spiritual worker to help remove it. You may not be as strong because you're so weak. You've been so drained for so long that the curse that is upon you, it doesn't allow you to do anything good. You don't even feel like you should be on cross. You're so stuck into that realm now of, you know, laying up with nothing good flowing in. No positive, no love, no energy, no good energy flowing around you. No one to hug you. No one to show you that, you know, you need to be loved in this world. So now you hate everyone. And you don't even care no more. You know, when you've gone that far into it, you need a skull to clear your head, to cleanse your mind. Sometimes you start putting the worst thoughts into your own head after somebody has cursed you. And you never ever get it fixed. No one can help you become. You become like someone that no one wants to help, but then everyone feels sorry for you. But then no one can help you because of, you know, the behavior that you have picked up. And it becomes, it turns into a pattern now. So you're crossed up, you're cursed, you know, you want the help, but then you push everyone away, and then you start to beat yourself up about the whole situation. You know, a lot of things in life is not going to be, you know, perfect at all. But if you can motivate yourself and you want to actually remove certain things, I do recommend that you try to start doing something for yourself. You don't need a skull. If you can't find one, it's not the end of the world. But I do recommend using one. I really do, because you need to get those thoughts out of your head. When you smoked out the skull and you've talked into it, after you have done that, the skull should be placed back into the same spot. You don't need to touch the skull. Set the skull where it's at. The skull is you now. You okay? You're influencing your own self to remove the negativity and the thoughts that you help build up more. Because sometimes when you crossed up and you hex, you find so many people that you think have done it. And then you start creating like a hate list of everyone you're going to get. And then automatically, you start trying to work on these people. Don't do that. Don't work on anyone. First thing first is you. You have to cleanse that shit out. You got to remove all of that negative shit. You know, once you start working a spell, after a certain amount of time that you've been doing it, the people that you really thought that was doing the things to you, they start clearing out too. And you start getting clarity. Because a lot of times your head is so fucked up from the curses and, you know, whoever was throwing the evil upon you, that you never even knew, you know, how to do anything. You didn't know what you was capable of at all. I recommend you to do this for a whole month. So on top of doing the uncrossing for a whole month, then you do the reversing for a whole month. And you keep yourself protected. Once this candle gets like halfway, you set your protection candle. You can set a plain protection candle, white candle, that will protect your business, your family, just everything in general. Then you'll set up the fairy wall of protection so that your enemies can't enter into your space and try to send any negative spells to you. Because if they do, the shield, the heat, the fire from that force field created from the fairy wall of protection should burn them. So it should stop them. And they shouldn't be able to accomplish that. That's what the fairy wall of protection would do for you. And then, like I told you, then you set up the law stay away to keep every single person dealing. And you can take a blue candle. You're going to write on it. Write on all your candles. You can always wipe them off when you're done with it. Write on all your candles and write down, you know, you want to keep away all law officials. If there's certain people in your building that you want to keep out, you can use a law stay away candle as well. Because you're keeping out, you know, government officials, law officials, someone that has a title that could, you know, has access to certain things. So you want to write down everyone that you want to keep out of the way. You want to write down, even if like court situations, you could use a law stay away candle and just basically become like a force field. After working a particular amount of candles for a law stay away, it creates a force field of protection for you from the law. But it could put you in a sticky situation too. Because now when you do, and I mean, it could just be a crazy situation where you just may need some help from the law, and you have blocked them so much that they will continue to block and ignore you. So be very careful when you do your candles, what you say on them, because that's going to be very important. No novels, 2-3 sentences the most. Keep it short and sweet. Okay? You want to keep out certain people? Say that. You know, but you can also say, you know, with exceptions to me needing them myself, may they be there for me. You know, with an exception, may you honestly may need them. Because now you may put yourself in a situation now where, you know, you need some police to show up and nobody is coming around you because you have blocked them. And you have created such a shield where you're kind of like invincible to the law. So work it in moderation. You know, but if you really need the protection, you can work it like that. Okay? Now, I think I covered everything basically. I believe that I did. You know, you'll work the uncrossing for 7 days. You work your protection for 7 days. And you want to keep up as much protection as possible. You do not need to work it every single day. You can work a protection once a month, a fairy wall once a month. Sometimes people stick their thoughts into your head to fuck you up purposely. And you can do a cleansing candle to remove that, to clear your mind out, to clear away those thoughts, just to push away anything else that's trying to come in. And the cleansing will continue to keep you clear and just keep a clear passage around you. So it'll also provide some insight and clarity to you as well as it cleanses away. Because my 713 bath, I made it strong enough to remove a curse, a heaviness. And after taking a bath for 7 days, you start to feel that relief. Like something's finally just removed itself from you. Once you have felt that feeling, you're going down a good road. You're going down a great road. Follow the necessary steps. I really don't think you guys even need to email me for this video because I think I've been pretty clear as to exactly what you need to do and how you need to do it, when you need to do it, and who can do it. So I think everybody can, just follow the directions for the video, pay attention, and, I think that getting yourself cleansed and removing whatever it is that's stopping you, this is the first steps to doing it. After doing a uncrossing, you want to start opening your roads. So that'll be the next video that I will show you. And then I'll show you what happens when you, come to a block. I'll show you my blockbuster handles. And then I'll show you what to do after that to just start continuing and venturing out into the different levels of spells and what you can do and how you can break them down, as far as when you're doing a road opener on yourself. Like, I prefer using a skull too. I prefer using a skull to help expand my mind. And there's certain points where you have an idea and then it goes nowhere. And, you just feel so blocked up, and it's like, okay, so what to do? It's like all your roads are being open, and then they go back down the same roads. So you're just going around and around in a circle. So it's like, okay, no more roads are being open. You're just going around and around and around. So you want to break out different paths. So working a skull on your mind to help create different levels where you're going to mature along the different paths that you succeed to. So finding a great job. Then you may want to, find a new boyfriend. You may say, you know what? Fuck it. I want a new man now. So I got a job. I got a man. You know what? Let me finally move out of my mother's house and let me go get a place. So now you got a job, a man, you got a place. You want to do more. You want to do more things. You want to write that down on the skull. Write down every single thing that you want to do and you want to venture to. You want to travel? Write that down. You want to mature to different levels. You want to go higher and higher and higher. So when you open your roads, you bust them roads open, and you make sure that you are very specific. You can say, yes, I want abundance and prosperity and good health, but where do you want that? How do you want to attain it? Like, how do you want to get it? So then you have to break that down. I mean, it's a lot to do, but it's worth it, So for that video, I'm really going to give you a breakdown for it on what and how you can work with my skulls. But this is simple. You're cleansing your mind. You're going to pour your heart out. And you're going to remove this. You have to. You have to say everything that you want gone. You have to. If you don't and you say, you know what, I just want to uncross this and remove this thing and it's bothering me and I want... No, say what it is. Call out the people. Everything that's bothering, remember, this is an uncrossing. So don't write on the candle, I want to reverse this back to Shanae, and I want to send it back to her, and I want her. No, you don't need to do that. This is all about you. This is about nobody else. Don't fuck up the candle and write down you want to reverse it, and you want to send it back to 10 people, and you want this person to die, and this person eyeball to fall out. You don't want to do none of that. You put in negativity in something that you want to take out of you. No, remove all of that first. Listen, you could catch up to them. Trust me. Trust me. They ain't going nowhere. You could always catch up to the enemy. Okay? Especially with magic.